Hi, everybody. This is Informed and Confused. I'm Alan.
And I'm Bobby.
And today we are starting a reaction series. This will be our first one. We are reacting to RWBY by Rooster Teeth. This is my favorite show, absolute favorite show. I am myself completely caught up as we're recording this. Volume 8 just finished. But Bobby here has only seen some sporadic clips or maybe an episode or two from Volume 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was one of those YouTube compilations. I heard the song and, you fall down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I have no real context to what I've seen. I just know that there's a lot out there, and I want to tackle this fandom.
Yeah, so we are going to get him caught up, hopefully by the time Volume 9 comes out. And that way both of us will be able to go into this, do completely first-time reactions.
Yeah, I got my work cut out for me.
So today we're going to start with the 4 color trailers, the red, white, black, and yellow trailers. So let's go ahead and start her up here.
That music right away gets me every time.
The music in the show is always on point, always. I personally don't think they've ever done a bad song.
She should take parkour when she does.
That little look, that like, oh well. Animation is just so full,
Yeah,
so smooth.
It's interesting because the wheels themselves are kind of choppy. She is just.
Oh,
she
yeah.
is
Yeah, for the early part of the show, the regular motion when people are just moving around looks kind of clunky, but the minute they start fighting, it all smooths out. And best part, the shells. I love that. I love just the shell is falling at the end like that.
That was impressive.
Yep. That is the red trailer.
Wow. All right. Well,
So, first thoughts.
Well,
I'm assuming you at least recognize the character.
of course,
enough.
of course. Yeah, it's evidence RWBY.
Yeah.
The overall, I would say, if anything, it kind of well, I think Nintendo kind of has to step up their game for Smash characters, because if there
Skin
was
to make
ever an
raspberry
intro
rain.
for now entering the
Beef jello
arena,
razor.
there it is.
Yeah, no. A lot of people's reactions I see when they first see this is like, "Oh my God, this looks great! This will make a great video game."
I mean, yeah, that. I mean, if you're going to spend, if you have a budget, and you have to stretch it thin, it's okay to splurge on the fight scenes. That's what people want.
This is what the show is known for first and foremost. Is
Right.
the fight choreo. You know who Monty Ohm is?
Clueless.
You've seen Red versus Blue.
Yes.
You know the scene, the text fight.
Monty Ohm is church.
No, he's not.
No, that's right.
No, Monty's not a voice actor in that show. You know the big fight where they all fight church, or not? God, thank you, Bill. Where they fight Tex
Yes.
in the portal room.
Yeah.
He choreographed. That's when he started doing the choreography for that show. The
Oh,
fight choreography.
really? Like actually going in and doing like the digital work, or just planning out the movements
No,
themselves?
doing
Like,
the actual fight choreography. Work.
wow.
That's his big thing. He is a very unique choreography style. That's why he started working for Rooster Teeth, I believe, is doing that. And then while he was working there, he had the idea for this show. And Miles, Luna, and Carrie Shawcross kind of came up with it. They're the lead writers.
Okay.
And Carrie's was the assistant director. He's now the lead director. And Monty came up with this, the Red trailer, and he pitched it to the studio. This is a thing I want to do or whatever. And they saw this and they were like, "All right, we like this. This is great. This is awesome."
If this came from just a brainstorming session, I think I'd have liked to have been the janitor who
Well,
cleaned out that
he
waste
animated
paper
this
basket at the end of the day.
He animated it himself.
That is, man.
I believe, I'm not sure if he animated all 4 of the trailers by himself. I know he did this one by himself. But after it got picked up, eventually he got a couple more people one or two other people started helping him with the animation in it. But initially, this was basically somebody's pet project. It got no budget.
Well, I
Like
mean, it shows that he
bare-bones, no budget
prioritizes,
initially.
at least from what I've seen in the early show itself. I mean, it seems like he prioritizes storyline with lower quality animation,
Yeah,
and then optimizes. Like, there's not a whole lot of talking, or there's not a whole lot of catchphrases, or like you said, she smiles slightly. That being able to manipulate that kind of a smile.
They do great. This is the Poser engine that they're using,
okay.
animation engine, which is actually not designed for this kind of animation. The reason they eventually switch is because they basically break it. By the end of Volume 3, they're doing stuff with it that it's just not capable of handling. And they eventually switch
Optimize on your bugs.
Yeah, they eventually switch over to the Maya engine. Yeah, I know, but that's why this thing is, when we get into Volume 1, why there's a lot of animation glitches initially, and we get the shadow people.
Okay.
Because they simply didn't have the time or the budget or the resources to do everything that you would want to do. They had to take shortcuts. Volume 2, a lot of those issues go away. Volume 3, it gets even smoother. And then in Volume 4, they go to the new engine. And every volume, the animation just gets better and better and better.
Wow. Okay.
This show constantly improves. This is one of the great things about it. If you have issues at the beginning, wait a couple of volumes.
The more you invest, the better it gets.
Yeah. We'll have a broader discussion on that when we get to Volumes 4 and 5. That's a whole other animal, but for very different reasons. But anyways, yeah. Now we'll go into the White trailer here. This one has this little bit of dialogue here. Everyone is entitled to their own sorrow, for the heart has no metrics or former measure, and all of it irreplaceable. Very different tone than the other one.
Tell me something
girl doing the voice here is the vocalist for the show, not the actual voice actor for the character.
Okay.
So that isn't normally what she sounds like, but she does anytime. You notice her face?
Yeah, the scar's a nice touch.
Yeah. Alan's white. That's obviously we're getting a little more sophisticated now. We had some music in there. It was a little bit more of a sophisticated scene.
You know, it's funny. From what I've seen of her in actual episodes, she comes off way snarkier, way more entitled, kind of.
That is very much a thing. A lot of people, it's jarring the first time she comes off here as a sweet, innocent kind of princess type, and then you see her for the first time, and it's a very different personality.
When they first described the dust, I thought they were like an apothecary, so I thought it was something that you like consumed. And the way she was talking about how her dad owned the mine, I thought she was bragging like, "Yeah, my dad's the cartel." So seeing this trailer is like a completely different first introduction. I would not have guessed.
All right, now
like you said, it was way more sophisticated.
One thing we'll talk about here is I don't think I've ever told you this. I don't know if you've heard it. Pretty much every character in this show is based on something, on a fairy tale, on a legend, a story, an actual historical figure, or something like that. You want to take a shot at the first two here? The first one's should be fairly easy.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Right.
She's wearing a red hood and she's fighting wolves.
The second one,
I don't know if you were paying attention to the song. The song is called Mirror Mirror. Her name is
Beauty?
She's white. It's
Snow
white.
White?
Yep. Her name is Weiss Schnee, which is German for white snow.
Okay.
So yeah, and
her dad's in a mine, dust, dwarves. Wow.
Yeah, you can't tell, but she's also wearing a little necklace that has a apple with a bite taken out of it.
Oh, okay.
On her neck. So
she
yeah,
definitely doesn't have an android.
No. Doesn't have an android, you said?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, and with the scar, I like here. You get the dual scene right? Because at the beginning, when after she sings, it flips.
Right, right.
And we see the flashback of her remembering the fight while she's singing, which is why she gets the scar. And then when we go back to the present, she's got the wound still.
Right.
So, yeah, no, it's...
Now I'm gonna have to think. So, all right. So what's the next one?
Next one is the Black Trailer.
Black Trailer. Okay. Oh, Big Bow. Big Bow.
The
All right.
Big Bow, the girl with the big bow. So yeah, your hopes have become my burden. I will find my own liberation.
Now, are all the legends? Are they like legends from like across the board, all nations, all
Yeah,
history?
there are Eastern stories. There are various types of European stories. There's some Hispanic stuff in here.
It's time.
Okay.
I really
Tag
like,
you're it.
I do like the forest here. All the reds. I like that as a backdrop.
Looks like we're gonna be doing this the hard way.
Oh man, it's animated like Time Crisis.
Don't be so dramatic.
Ready, fight.
Intruder, identify yourself.
He's got one of my favorite weapons. I love Blake's weapon. Adam's stylistically really good fighter too.
Let's do
Both of them
this.
have really nice fight styles. Rope dart with a gun on the end of it. Or I don't think it's technically a rope dart. I think there's another name for it, but with like a little mini scythe on the end of the ribbon. I'm not sure. It's got a name. I forget what it is, but
Wow.
Perfect. Move up to the next car. I'll set the charges.
What about the crew members?
What about them?
Adam. We need to get out of here.
Find me some time!
Are you sure?
Do it!
I love this move. How? Is that what you're thinking?
No, I think I know who they are.
Oh, you
I
think?
think.
Oh, you think you're? Oh, here we
I
go.
think. I think.
Bye.
Beauty and the Beast.
You are actually right. Though
Really?
strictly speaking, she is Beauty. He is not the Beast.
No, he's just an asshole, right?
He is a character from that fairy tale, but he is not the Beast. But you tend to think so when you first see it, but he is very much not the Beast. There's another character who's the Beast.
Oh, okay.
But there is a
All
character
right.
who is the Beast, and when that character is revealed, I will point it out. But all right, so that one we actually got a little bit of story there. So did you catch on there? What happened?
Yeah, they were robbing something. They were gonna blow up a train for contraband or the crates that they had.
Yeah, they were gonna steal the stuff on the train.
And Gaston apparently was.
His name's Adam.
Adam.
Is the character's name?
Adam was apparently going to just kill innocent people.
Where is it? For some reason, the yellow trailer has disappeared. It should have just popped up at the top of the. Oh, there it is. There we are. Yeah. And then she basically decides, nope, I'm not about this. I'm peacing out. Yeah. No, but her weapon is one of my favorites. It's incredibly complex because it's a large blade. It's a large blade where it's like a katana in a sheath, but the sheath itself has a blade on the outside of it. So when she pulls it out of the sheath, she dual wields both the sheath and the blade. And then the blade folds down into a gun, which she then shoots. And then she has it on the end of a ribbon, so that when she throws it, because of the way the blade folds down, the blade is still hanging out there, and it acts like a scythe. So she can throw it around
while shooting. That's insane.
But it also, she can pull the trigger on it too. So while it's in the air.
Man.
And then he's basically got a shotgun that he shoots his blade out of.
You have to have one hell of a sense of reflexes, because I feel like that's just friendly fire waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I went to shoot, or I went to hit him with my blades, and I shot myself in the knee. I don't adventure anymore.
Yeah, no, that's that's one of the reasons I like that weapon so much. Is just how many different things it does in one small package. It's so versatile. I'll go ahead and I'll ask this question just because it's something other people have commented on. What did you think of the voice acting? Just first impressions.
Adam seemed like I had said, very time crisis, like very we have to run into the room, let's go. And then she did a really good job fighting, and I felt he was more of a prop than anything. They really did, like, he obviously wasn't the focus of the fighting. Like she was.
She was, yeah.
But hers, I think, was fine. But I do think that you could clearly see the bias between the two.
Well, it's more a matter of I don't remember if Adam's voice actor if this was his first thing, but Blake's voice actor had never actually voice acted before doing this.
Oh wow!
So this was her first time out. Some people think it's a little overly wooden the first time around. I personally think she's fine.
I would not.
Myself, I've never had a problem with it, but yeah, no, but
kudos to her.
All right. Anything else you noticed about that stood out to you? I'll just ask that general question.
It did look like there were snowflakes, or it almost looked like something similar to the magic symbols from White's trailer on those crates. So I don't know.
You have an observant eye.
I don't.
In fact, accurate.
Yeah. So
I would imagine that might mean something.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Well, there was a white one and a blue one. that I saw. I think I saw.
All right. Let's see. Yellow trailer. With scathing eyes, yes, it would be symmetrical, one-sided, and easily processed. Yet every misshapen spark's unseen beauty is greater than its would-be judgment.
Bumblebee, Transformers. No, kidding. I really appreciate her whole outfit. It's almost it holds like that same power stance like Samus.
Strawberry sunrise. No ice. Oh, and one of those little umbrellas.
Aren't you a little young to be in this club, Blondie?
Aren't you a little old to have a name like Junior?
So you know who I am. You got a name, sweetheart?
Yes, Junior, I've got several. But instead of sweetheart, you could just call me Sir. People say you know everything. Tell me where I can find her and I'll let you go.
I've never seen her before. I swear.
Excuse me?
I swear, sir.
Looks like we have an audience. This must be kind of embarrassing for you, huh? Awkward.
Listen, Blondie, sir. If you want to make it out of this club alive, I suggest you let me go now. You'll pay for that.
Oh, Junior, I was just playing with you. Don't be so sensitive. Come on, let's kiss and make up, okay?
Huh? Okay.
Saw it coming. That
Oh,
girl.
yeah. He deserved the shot just for not seeing it coming.
Mars? Alright, so you said that they were... So, I'm assuming, hypothetically, one could be Hercules? as an example?
That would be something, yeah.
Now, if they could be mythology, would be a perfect source. So, in that instance, if one could be like Medusa, could another one be like a unicorn?
I mean, a unicorn's a little generic.
Well, I mean, I would
teach her a lesson.
Yeah, I think the specific named individual.
Okay, got it. Billy the Kid?
I'll give you a clue. The four names are all named after fairy tale characters.
Oh, okay. Goldilocks? Or Rebecca?
Goldilocks. Oh, yeah.
Gee, Goldie. And she's the maternal older sister, so she plays Mama Bear.
I love her fight choreography in the show is some of the best.
Yeah,
With the footwork, it's
Yeah.
this.
God, that's
8
like...
years running, and I still love that that kick, that spin kick. I don't know why, but there's something about that specific spin kick that always.
That's,
is like,
yeah, that's
fuck
like a,
yeah.
that's like a modern video game cinematic.
Yeah. And now Bazooka, because Bazooka.
Now we're back to Time Crisis.
I know it's a giant bat.
I like playing softball with my friends on the weekend.
Because every weapon is both a melee and a ranged weapon.
I
Or almost all
I
of them.
do appreciate that.
It's also a gun.
Like her overall features just become better during the fight.
Bad move. Do not touch the hair.
Yang? Is that you? Oh, hey, sis! What are you doing here? It's a long story.
I like how they end with "It's a long story" because now I'm very invested.
Yeah. But also, you don't get this, and I still don't even know if it's a deliberate, like an actual attempt at a pun, because it comes before you actually learn her full name. But her last name is Zhao Long. So saying it's a long story could be construed as a pun on her name, and she is an extremely punny character.
Oh, if it's written in, then oh yeah, that's
but-
the very first hint of her character.
Yeah. No.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
but no.
hope-
Good job. But you managed to successfully guess all 4 of their character illusions,
with some
which is
help. With some help, I would never
Alright.
have guessed Gaston. Would not have. As it's really good though. It's like done
yeah,
really well.
The camera crew kind of gave you that one. You shouldn't be able to guess it at this point because you have done nothing else about the character to actually properly guess that. But guessing Beauty and the Beast was spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I ask you a reasoning on that one?
mostly it's because there were 2 of them, and I was trying to think of like at first I was like, well, they're both fighting with swords, so maybe Mulan. But then they weren't fighting. They were fighting on a train, and they were fighting a bunch of. They were specifically just things.
Yeah.
And
androids,
at one
robots.
point I thought that there were a couple times when that spider bot thing, it went from having multiple guns to just becoming one really big gun.
Mhm.
And between that and the rose on his back, I was like, that's supposed to be Mrs. Potts. It's a big cannon. It's a big teapot.
That is not an angle
I like Disney
got
movies.
before.
Long Walks on the Beach. I'm a Pisces. Get to know me.
Yeah. No, that is not an angle I've heard expressed before, but it did get you to the correct answer.
Well, mind you, it did start with Mulan. That's 100%. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
Mulan. I just need to like figure out how to say it so that I sound clever. Don't give it away yet.
So,
That's definitely not Mulan.
Yeah.
Damn it.
no,
Yeah.
but all right. Yeah, I do like Yang. Where that generally tends to be most people's favorite trailer, partly because it has the most narrative to it.
And
Also
fan
because it's-
service. She walks
Yeah.
up and all you see is thighs. I mean,
Yeah.
Come
well, they have a rule with this show that very specifically they do not allow any sort of panty shots or anything.
I
like that.
did not say panty shots. I said the back of thighs.
Well, I'm just using that as a segue to bring that up.
They show
But-
ankles too, and way back
Yeah,
in the
no,
Wild West.
that is something
Ooh,
you will
buddy.
never see on this show simply because they will not. I mean, there's some jokes in there that are clearly, sexually related jokes, but some sexual innuendo, but they never do like gratuitous
Okay.
shots
All
on any
right.
of the female characters. But they were very stringent about that going in, that they would not do that.
Well, if you're going to set a standard, do so.
Yeah,
Stick by your
It's,
convictions.
it's not and it's not necessary because it would be gratuitous. This show stands on its own. It doesn't need cheap
Yeah.
crap like that.
No, I agree.
It's
Visually, it is. It's just nice.
yeah.
I'm excited to see
it's
how
unique.
it evolves.
Like I said, early on the animation outside of the fight choreography is a little rough. The story is a little what's the word? Quick paced, simple. I guess again simply due to lack of runtime. But as you go through the narrative and it starts to build and build and build, later on in the later seasons, the show becomes much more narrative driven. Whereas early on, you're kind of relying on the cool ass fights
Yeah.
with a simple story.
Yeah, you got to earn your stripes.
Yeah, later on, it's much more about the narrative.
Okay.
Like that's what I've always loved about the show.
Do they stick to the? Well, I mean, like from what I've seen, they focus very heavily visually on the fights and seem to hold back a bit whenever it's non-combatant.
You mean in the animation?
Yeah. Do they still? I mean, as everything progresses, do they still stick to that duality?
Not really. It kind of levels out simply because they have the ability, the level of quality level. The quality gets better on both ends.
Oh,
in the animation. I will say, while they were doing the third season, Maniom passed away. He had an allergic reaction during a surgical procedure, I believe is what it was. Wow. And his fight choreography technique is so unique. They've never actually been able to find somebody who directly can duplicate his work, and really they haven't tried. So in certain fights in Volume 3 that he didn't get to, and from Volume 4 on, the fight style does change a bit. Eventually, they kind of level themselves and they get a new style, and it's good. The fights are good. They're still good. They're just a different style of fight choreography.
It's a new era. Yeah.
Yeah, which some of the people who got into the show purely for the fights, they had started to rub them along a little bit the wrong way because that's what they were in there for. But like you said, at the same time though, at the same point where the narrative starts to really pick up in the show. I believe I told you off camera at one point that basically the first 2.5 volumes are prologue.
Yeah, you did say that.
It's the second half of Volume 3 is where the real show starts. The main overarching broader narrative kind of kicks in at that point, and the show kind of starts to take on a little bit of a different direction, a little bit of a different tone, which we'll get to.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a few shows that I've watched in the past that they dragged it first. You had to get through the first 5 episodes of just.
And don't get me wrong, it's good stuff. I like all.
Oh yeah,
I like all of it. It's just the fighting choreography gets a little different, and the narrative gets a little different, and I think it works perfectly because that's exactly what was always intended. It's a natural thing. It's but yeah. So anything else? On any of the 4 trailers?
I can tell you that I was very familiar with all the music, and I've unintentionally spoiled I don't know how many seasons because the OSTs are phenomenal.
Wow. So
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, well, the music's not that. You gotta have context.
Dude, I think but the music. If the music is good standalone, I'm pretty excited about. I mean, like.
Oh yeah.
They match up their.
Yeah, there's some songs that might give you hints of certain things as they come up or whatever, but I don't think there's anything that terribly spoils at least any specifics. You might give you a general idea, and especially if you don't know what songs go where.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
If you don't know where each song fits, but yeah. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Go ahead, check us out on Twitter at InfoConfused, and obviously here on YouTube. We also have a SoundCloud, Inform the Confused.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, all the other various YouTube, Twitter, button paraphernalia.
Hey, I mean, did you push our buttons? It's totally okay.
Push, click.
Push Bill's buttons. You can't see him, but.
Yeah. All right. This has been Inform the Confused. I'm Alan.
And I'm Bobby.
See you later.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye.